Even the Royal College of Ophthalmologists in their preferred practice pattern a few years ago recommended subtenon, and that was why we started to compare to see whether our subconjunctiva could be recommended. However, the results suggest that most of them have little or no pain. However, those with subconjunctival are more likely to experience more severe pains. And so this has to be taken into consideration in the choice of anesthesia you are going to offer people when doing intraocular surgery. Thank you very much.
Financial difficulty. And one of the ways we can achieve that is by ensuring adequate human resource, which has remained a constraint in our environment in the developing nations. And to bridge that gap, the International Center for Eye Health over the years have come up with online webinars and courses to bridge the gap of providing training and retraining of staff, healthcare providers. As a background to the study, open online courses offered by ICEH are basically accessible and free for all, and they have offered over the years diabetic eye disease strengthening services, global blindness, planning and managing eye care services, eliminating trachoma so far. And they have in pipeline retinopathy of prematurity and glaucoma, which may likely come into stream this year. And they have conducted certain webinars, technology, enhanced teaching and learning, the fundamentals, and then digital for healthcare education and digital for health professionals learning. I have participated in all these courses they have offered, and I think I can appraise their work to a certain extent. They commenced their online education in 2015, and they have so far over 18,000 participants. This is the data we got at the end of 2018, and more than 170 participants, participants from more than 170 countries. And they do consider the local value and applicability. They have a wide variety of facilitators all over the world with representative countries. And like Dr. Kari is a facilitator from Africa. Then prospect for development and public health for eye care. The objective of this appraiser is to perform a cross-analysis of the basic characteristics of the open online education versus the face-to-face method. Okay. We use a comparative study. We use a comparative study to compare the two using the following criteria, that is openness, interactivity, availability, delivery, and diversity. From our own appraiser, the face-to-face method tends to be restricted to school hours and it provides a physical environment where there is direct interaction between the trainer and the trainees. And there is the degree of nonverbal cues that the trainer tends to get from his trainees, and also there is direct delivery of teaching and training. While the open online courses, they provide large number of participants at a time, individualized, because each participant is an individual model in the class, and there's one-to-one mentorship and technology compliant. As we can see in this global blindness course, more than 463 participants commented on a page on the FutureLearn. This is the typical traditional face-to-face method that we have in training of nurses. This is a picture taken from National Eye Center. Availability for 24/7, face-to-face method tends to have a cap time, a limited period at which we can have access to training. While the open online courses can be there whole day and flexible, I'm the one 4 days ago in Lagos, before screening at the NTA International. I was trying to answer a quiz of an online course that I'm currently enrolled. The diversity, we have wide curricula for those that are doing online courses more than those that are doing the face-to-face method. As we have seen earlier in the courses, provided by ICEH, global blindness, elimination of trachoma, and diabetic eye disease. In addition to that, this is the FutureLearn website. Some of the courses I have covered so far, like diabetic eye disease, in addition, e-health. So you have opportunity to learn other things outside the scope of ophthalmology that will make you a better person. Then the delivery, face-to-face method tends to be concerned with the traditional methods, while the open online courses is basically technologically driven. It is in pursuit of quality and also good practice that open online courses evolved. And anyone that has internet access and a mobile device can have access to these courses. And it is not surprising that Bill Gates have made it a remark that the future of education will not be to pencil and paper, but rather on collaboration and web-based curriculum. It is well known that he used to come frequently to Nigeria for monitoring his polio eradication program. But now, like in my state, Sokoto State, he used to have video conference to have access to the data available and also discuss with traditional rulers and the state executives to know how far they have gone and to provide services. And the Quartz Africa have reported that 1 billion people in Africa will likely have mobile phones by 2023. And at the end of offering these courses, you tend to have some achievements. You have certificates. And a very good information is the NUC, Nigeria National University Commission, have issued accreditation to some universities. Like Ahmadu Bello University have started accredited online courses on Masters in Business Administration. So with time, this certificate will be recognized by university. They will be due for academic importance. Before I conclude, I want to introduce the iFocus project. This is a project we are doing, and we want to promote open online education in Africa, and we want to provide a platform where our teachers can have an intellectual ownership of courses they want to offer, frequent webinars, so that we will keep the training and retraining struggle in our own continent. Because most of the online learning platforms now are either based in UK, like the FutureLearn or the edX. We don't have a local content where we can be proud of, and also that originate from us, for us, and give ourselves an opportunity to say something to the world and also train our healthcare providers. And we are planning to provide online packages and certification, like postgraduate certification, e-badges, and also creating learning laboratory. Okay, I was super excited yesterday when I had the basic ophthalmology course of e-WACS will very soon be online, because you have to consider the possibility of bringing everybody together, train them, and also the risk of traveling on and off. So I think open online education is a solution to bridge the gap of training and retraining of our human resource and also improve healthcare delivery.
Ballot dans son étude avec une incidence avec un âge moyen de 46 ans. Il produit essentiellement sur le sujet masculin, corroboré par l'étude de SEC. Donc la BAV est le principal signe annonciateur, comme l'a décrit El Matri, mais il faut aussi insister sur les autres signes fonctionnels, car leur méconnaissance peut être responsable d'une errance diagnostique qui peut expliquer le délai de consultation légèrement long chez nos patients. Donc les particularités du monophtalme décollé, c'est une urgence qui est absolue, parce que c'est un œil qui est unique. Le diagnostic doit être précoce, effectué par un clinicien qui est avisé, et la prise en charge doit être rapide dans une structure qui est équipée par un chirurgien qui est expérimenté et responsable, parce qu'on est en face d'un monophtalme qui est un stress supplémentaire. C'est le monophtalme non décollé, c'est essentiellement la prévention. On note souvent une absence de sensibilisation antérieure par les médecins, et il faut savoir référer rapidement un monophtalme qui a des régions régmatogènes. Informer sur les signes annonciateurs de décollement et effectuer un laser prophylactique, d'autant plus qu'une bilatéralisation des lésions a été notée, c'est 52% de nos patients. Donc, Pour notre expérience, nous pensons qu'il faut privilégier la chirurgie externe dans le concept du minimal traitement. Mais il faut savoir que la victrectomie garde ses indications, surtout dans les cas de déchirure géante. Et pour la comparaison de deux techniques, nous avons obtenu une récupération anatomique dans 100% avec deux techniques, mais la récupération fonctionnelle était beaucoup plus importante avec la chirurgie externe. Donc en conclusion, nous dirons que le décollement est une urgence ophtalmologique majeure, d'autant plus que c'est un monophtalme. Et il faut savoir insister sur les signes fonctionnels chez les patients, mais aussi chez les personnes médicales et paramédicales. L'indication chirurgicale doit être adéquate dans le cadre d'un minimal traitement, mais il faut savoir que la cécité est inévitable chez un monophtalme qui est mauvais pris en charge ou qui a bénéficié d'une prise en charge retardée. Et il faut toujours effectuer un laser prophylactique sur les lésions rhumatogènes. Je vous remercie.
To allow for any potential dropout, and all randomized subjects were included in the data set once they had one post-injection baseline BCVA done. We had outcome measures. The primary one was safety of the drug at 4 weeks, and then there were secondary outcome measures. So, 23 eyes were screened, 3 were had failed the screening, and 20 were randomized into 2 groups. They had similar characteristics. There was no serious adverse event observed. The adverse events observed were mild, and there was no significant difference between the 2 groups. And the secondary measures too, there was no significant difference between the 2 groups. In terms of changes of the clinical parameters, they were similar. The only changes we got which were significant were improvement in the BCVA 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and 12 weeks compared to the baseline, and then significant reduction in the central fovea thickness and macular thickness at 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and 12 weeks compared to baseline. So this is the images. This is the initial image, and after 3 injections, the normal architecture of the macula was restored. This is also another case with significant improvement. Another case of neovascular AMD, classic one, with dry macula, but then there was an issue of vitreomacular traction. So this drug has been found, both doses were found to be safe over a 12-month period, although the numbers were small. The complications were mild, transient, and resolved on their own. And then there was also a tendency for improvement in visual acuity over the 12-week period. However, because it's a small study and a safety trial, it was not powered to determine efficacy of the drug. And we need a large randomized trial to prove the efficacy of this drug in patients with retinal vascular diseases. Thank you.